would like to thank our amazing sponsors, Touring Plans Travel. Their destination specialists work with you to plan and book your trip. Whether you're traveling to a theme park, headed out on a cruise, or wanting to get away anywhere in the world. As experts in smart travel, their agents suggest the best itineraries and activities to fit your family's needs and handle all the reservations on your behalf. There is no cost to you or your family when using Touring Plans Travel services, and you may even save some money if discounts become available after booking. So head over to touringplans.com/travel and tell them Rope Drop Radio sent you. Now, on to the show.
Helping you navigate the Disney parks.
With the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.
You're listening to Rope Drop Radio.
Welcome to another Rope Drop Radio. Derek and Doug talking all things Disney, and it is our final episode of the year.
We made it.
We did. It is our Rope Drop Radio kind of end of the year review special. I love this episode every year. We kind of get to talk about the things that we've done, some of the things Disney does. We go through our top episodes. And then this year, Doug, once again, I have a new lightning round for us to do.
Mm-hmm. It is different.
It is.
It doesn't feel very lightning.
We're
it feels
going to
more
make
Kachiga.
It could. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. I can't imagine we get through it fast. Just knowing us. I mean, we'll find a tangent.
Absolutely, of course. Yeah. If you've been listening to the show at all, we always find tangents. So
tangents find us.
The rabbit trails that we've already gotten on. But guys, seriously, Patreons, we have 129 of you over this last year. And in years past, we would sit and read every name. Hey, thank you, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. We can't do that anymore. So
no one wants to hear that.
129 Patreons who support the show. Seriously, it means the world to us. We've been able to meet a lot of you this year in the parks and through events and meetups. It just blows our mind that we have such an amazing community. So thank you to each and every one of you. We sent you all Christmas cards, so hopefully you got them. And yeah, it's just been so awesome getting to know you guys on a personal level.
If you didn't get them, update your address in
Yes,
Patreon.
please do. Yes.
All right. And just to run down, here's the different levels that we have of Patreon. Is the Mickey Bar level. That's we have no one at that level currently. And then the Dole Whip level, where in Mickey Bar, what you get for joining at the Mickey Bar level is our love and admiration.
That's all.
Yeah. Which I think all our listeners have that, really. All right. And then the Dole Whip level, where you receive the after show, which we record literally after every show. Sometimes they're 5 minutes. Sometimes they're 25 minutes. You never really know.
You never know. We don't even know.
We don't know the topic. Usually a couple weeks ago, we dove into Universal with a guest. So you get varying things there. And then, of course, the after show, the love and admiration, each next level gets what the previous level has. It's an add-on type thing. So then you move up to the churro level where you get some luggage tags, some Rope Drop Radio luggage tags, and bonus audio. So when we travel, we try to post some bonus audio that's like a little more raw, a little more current. I will be posting that from Disneyland, or I posted that from Disneyland. We're recording this early. So bonus audio. That's where you find Alden's 30 minutes of commentary while driving a golf cart. It's the bonus audio on the churro level. Then moving up to the Mickey Pretzel level, you get a koozie. And you get a monthly Zoom call with the Mickey Pretzel level. And then the top level, Ohana Bread Pudding, like Mickey Bar, love and admiration, you get like double the love and admiration, I would think. And you get a special Patreon only shirt.
Yes.
Only the people that have been Ohana Bread Pudding for a couple months worth have gotten this exclusive shirt. And they also get the Zoom and the bonus audio, the koozie, the luggage tag, and the after show, and the love and admiration. So it trickles all the way up. So those are our different levels. Check it out if you want to, or don't. No pressure. We love everyone.
It's in the show notes. Thank you guys for listening, but thank you, Patreon, so much for supporting the show, because really to be able to do all this, we love
our
support.
wives would have made us quit long ago.
Oh yeah, by far.
If it wasn't for we have
Patreons, honey. I gotta do it.
Yep.
My wife's not even a Patreon anymore, so I don't know what that says. But thank you guys, everyone who supports the show.
All right, we got a couple Apple reviews to read this week. So we are going to start with Lee. Okay, I'm going to read the title first. Perfect Blend, 5 stars by Lee Star 14. All right. Rope Drop Radio is my favorite podcast by far. Derek and Doug provide a perfect blend of humor and expertise on Disney. This podcast has relevant content for both new and seasoned fans. Thank you and keep it up. That favorite podcast, not favorite Disney podcast,
no,
favorite. Take that, you true crime people. And I really don't like the RV podcast. They annoy me because they come seasonally and creep up ahead of us in the rankings. It annoys me. So, haha, RVs.
Okay.
Yes, the RV podcast. I don't like
Learned
them.
something new today.
No, during COVID, they were like clogged to the top, and we were everybody bought an RV.
I did not.
No, you bought a hot tub.
I did, an inflatable hot tub. Greatest thing I've ever bought.
That was. All right. Funny and Useful by Dive Doc 360. And Doc is like a doctor, I think. Like they're a doctor of diving 360 degrees. So they're a circle of diving.
Scuba diving.
In circles.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Derek and Doug are a great pair. I look forward to each new episode. I'm a seasoned Disney traveler, but still pick up some useful tips from them. Thanks, guys.
There we go.
There we go. All
also,
right.
My favorite thing over this last year is when people will comment and message us, you butchered my name in either Patreon or the Apple review. Nothing brings more joy to me or Doug when you guys call us out on it.
We appreciate it.
Yes,
and we'll
thank you. And we will do it all 2023 for sure. So before we get into more stuff, one thing I love doing every year is going back and looking at our top episodes. The one that most people listen to, maybe you're listening to this episode right now because you jumped on board to one of our previous episodes. So one thing Doug and I always like to then do and then know what to look for 2023. So Doug, I'm going to go in reverse order. So we're going to start at number 5 and work our way up to number 1. So the number 5 show from this last year was number 315, listener questions in May.
Yeah. You guys had great questions.
You did.
Evidently we had great answers.
We always have listener questions in the top 10 every year. So love doing that. Number 4, 323, better or worse, second time Disney. This is an idea I had, Doug.
Right, a brainchild of Derek.
I know, one show made it. I love it.
That's impressive, Derek. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
It was a fun one.
So what's great is when I put in all of our stuff, looking at the numbers, it always does bring joy or just understanding of what people are listening to. It's a learning opportunity, and I learned that sometimes I have a good idea.
Every now and then. Yeah, every now and then.
Number 3 is 309, must do, should do, skip at Magic Kingdom.
There you go. That was a good series.
That was good. Which is funny because number 2 is 320, must do, should do, skip at Animal Kingdom, thus proving Animal Kingdom is more popular than Magic Kingdom.
Or people are more concerned about what should I skip there?
Okay, good point. Okay, it might be. You got it.
I think that's the driving factor, right? And I bet you Hollywood Studios is top 10. Epcot's a little further down because it was older and came out. The show grew throughout the year. And so the earlier episodes maybe didn't fare quite as well. So that would be
That's true. Now, the number 1 is a little bit of a cheating strategy with Doug on this one. 313, Genie Plus tips and tricks. This got insane downloads.
I knew it would.
We did. We labeled it that way. And if everyone who would leave a review who listened to this episode, we'd be the number 1 podcast in all of podcasting.
Yeah, take that, true crime. And I knew that title would work, but that's what we talked about.
We did.
And in doing some research, talking with other podcasters and non-Disney podcasters, they're like, you should put Genie Plus in every title. I'm like, I could, but then people are going to listen and be like, well, they didn't talk about Genie Plus, right? We talked about Genie Plus last week. I'm not going to put it in the title.
Yeah.
Right. We're not going to totally sell out until next year. So.
And then we sell out more.
Yeah,
but we
then it's Genie Plus every week.
Yes.
Every week of 2023.
Genie Plus tips for 2023. That episode probably will happen. So just letting you know.
It's
a trend. Once a year we're going to do it.
Here it comes. Yep. Here's next year's schedule. It's going to start with how to rope drop in 2023. Then we're going to have a Disneyland trip report. And then guess what? Genie Plus tips or tricks 2023.
There you go. What I love though, Doug, is something I did was I looked at, because this show can never make the top 5 because we're
No.
recording it, but it made number 7 of last year. So the end of the year review of 2022 was number 7 of 2022.
Impressive.
So people actually listened to it, and I was amazed.
And I just want to say thank you to everybody that's listened this last year and like shared the show with a friend or two, because obviously some of you have shared it with your friends, co-workers, because we grew so much
Insane
in 2022. It was ridiculous. Thank you so much. We had well over 250,000 downloads just in the year.
Yeah,
more than double what we had the previous year. So thank you,
influencers.
And yes,
on my resume.
Getting a podcaster to share download numbers is about impossible. We're open books, my friends.
We are.
So it's just mind-boggling. I know like 10 people, and to have 250,000 people download something in a 12-month span, and it's not over yet when we're recording.
That's true. Could blow up right now.
We're well past 250,000 if you're counting by individual thousands. So yeah. So thank you. Once again,
Thank
we're
you
saying that a
very much.
lot in this
we
show.
Are. It is. It is very
appreciative.
We feel very blessed to be able to do this every week, and to get away from the wives and kids and be like, hey, no, we have listeners, so we got to give it to you. You have to do stuff. So, speaking of our wives and kids, they did not get the short end of this. They went on a lot of trips this year, and so let's give a quick rundown of some of our trips and some of the highlights. Doug, I'll have you start us off.
All right. So are we going every other trip, or you want my whole list there?
Just give your list for the year.
Okay, list for the year. Well, for Disney, it started with spring break. We stayed at Beach Club, and we were Samantha-less, and Michelle actually came down a couple days later. So I took Alden and Claire for like a day and a half. They had to survive with just me. They harassed me as I mobile ordered our food as if I was incapable. And it was a great time. We stayed at the Beach Club the whole time. Really, really had a good time. Great weather. Spring break, the best weather of the year, honestly. It's the most consistently perfect-ish. Doesn't rain as much. It's not 100 billion degrees. It's not cold. So that was a great trip, spring break. Then the Star Cruiser, Derek. We did that in April. Finished on my birthday. It was a great birthday present. Core memories.
Yes.
Hanging with Chewie. Then in June, we went to Rome, flew to Rome, got on a ship for 9 nights, and sailed the Aegean Sea and saw Greece. More core memories. Fantastic trip. If you're debating Greece, do it. If it's, you're like, is it worth it? Yes. I was not sold on it until I did it. Kind of like Alaska. I was like, drug my feet a little bit. I thought I'd rather just go to the Caribbean for 7 nights. I thought wrong. Greece was amazing. Definitely a good travel planner that can hook you up with the right tour providers is key. I would not just book through the cruise ship. I think that is important to state. Our experience would not have been the same if we had just booked our travel through the cruise ship. So we had a great time on the Disney Magic, and fantastic. My sister and her daughter went with us. Great memories from that. And then Michelle and I went on the first 3-night sailing of the Disney Wish. So that was great. Did that without the kids because how they changed the date on us. The kids weren't able to go because of conflicts with summer band and camps and stuff. The Wish was interesting early on. Then we had our rope drop meetup in September.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was amazing.
Stayed at French Quarter. Lots of touring plans, folks. Michelle, Lauren, Joe from Back to the Mouse, and Alex. And any trip with that crew is a great trip. I will say that. We had a blast, and Chrissy from Touring Plans came and met up with us, made us wear silly hats at Hollywood Studios, and then treated us all to some cinnamon rolls, frosting on us.
Yes, absolutely.
At Gaston's. It was a great time. It's humbling to see people come out and meet us. Anytime somebody says hello, it's humbling. And then we just did the Wish, where we stayed in the Fort Wilderness cabins once, and the kids enjoyed the Wish. We just did that review. And then, of course, we got Disneyland that we just did, but we're coming up when we record this. So watch for that review. There you go. Derek, how about yours?
We stayed at the Beach Club, just my wife and I, in January, a wonderful trip that we're doing to celebrate her birthday, and just really always good to get away from kids. I recommend that to everyone. Do a trip with just your spouse. We then did the full family because, kids get jealous and upset. So we stayed at the Riviera in March, spring break. And this was the trip that we spent the most amount of time at a resort, at the pool, relaxing, chilling. It's something I've never actually done at Walt Disney World. Yes, we did rope drop, but we actually took it easy and relaxed a little bit,
like the afternoons.
Yes, a lot of time at the pool. So, and then of course, yes, the Galactic Star Cruiser is core memory. Cannot wait to do that again in this following year. But a lot of fun to be able to do that with Doug. My son and wife went to, for his birthday, got to go stay at the All-Stars.
I forgot about that trip. Right, we went over Memorial Weekend, yes.
Yeah, with my kids. So
I almost met up with Madison.
You almost met up.
Because her phone was dead.
Yes.
And, I don't remember. We stayed at the Contemporary.
Yeah, because it was opening day of Guardians. So my wife and son got to do Guardians. You guys got to do Guardians. It happens, I guess. Then I did one of the coolest trips ever. I took my daughter to the Polynesians for a daddy-daughter trip. We then backed that up with a trip on the Disney Wish. Our cruise that got canceled multiple times. We finally got to do it post-COVID. And then I got to do a once-in-a-lifetime trip where I went out to Disneyland for D23. And then back that up with our meetup, Rope Drop Radio trip, where, like you said, the most humbling thing where people are traveling with us, changing park reservations, or actually traveling to meet us, locals coming out of their way to see us there. Just the most humbling, in-awe experience of my life to be able to have those meetups in that trip. And then we have Alani coming up in March.
Yeah. I can't tell you what we have coming up because we don't know.
I know.
Other than Disneyland, it's so weird.
We're
waiting
on
the driver's
this year.
ed schedule.
Oh, see, we have dance and football and wrestling. Yeah. So, it was a really great year. And every year I kind of like to look at my trips. If you were listening to this show last year, I called it the year of my deluxe. So a year ago, I switched from being only a value and moderate guy to staying at deluxes, and it opened my eyes to a whole new level of Disney. This year, Doug, I call this my year of the bucket list.
Not the checklist.
Not a couple checklist thing, bucket list. So it's funny, I in preparation for this show, I actually went back to my notes and I looked at, because we did a bucket checklist show a little over a year ago, and holy crud, Doug.
Yeah, I basically just harassed you for that whole show.
You did, and I destroyed my list. I mean, number one on the list, D23. I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know I was going to go to that. Boom, did that this year. Wow. Another one, VIP Tour. I made a joke. That's never going to happen. What? Thank you, Alex Sinak, for hooking that up. Yes. I made a joke about Alani. That is booked for March. I said I always want to stay at the Polynesian. I didn't know that was going to happen. And we stayed at the Poly this year, and I got to do Trader Sam's for the first time. But my favorite thing on that list that I made a joke about was I wanted to do a restaurant you and I had never been to together. And we joked about some of the places we're going to go to. Where did we go? Nine Dragons. Core memory. Nine Dragons with Doug was a lot of fun. We did Yachtsman too, Doug. But
that was like,
that was too. But I actually have my checklist restaurant for Doug for this next year.
For you and I?
You and I.
Okay, I can't wait to hear it.
Tony's.
Yep, I haven't done it.
Neither have I.
My family keeps doing it without me.
Doug and Derek are going to Tony's. I'm putting it on the check bucket list something.
Do we have to?
We have to now. I said it on the show. Listeners, do we have to go to Tony's? Yes,
no.
Yes, they do. Okay, no. I heard them. came through there.
All right. I'm
So,
going to cut you off before you start promising other stuff.
I know, no, that's the only one I got. So I was thinking about that today, but it was a lot of fun to do all these amazing trips. And then, of course, all the trips that I'm able to do with you are great. And yeah, definitely did a lot of bucket and checklist things that I would have never imagined if not for this show and the friendships and all the people that we've met along the way.
Yeah, it's so fun meeting up with people. And like our September trip, we had a meetup every day. And no one meetup was not gigantic. Like we got park management's attention and told us to move along. But you add up, it was different people every day.
Time.
It was, couple
and
that we
wearing
saw.
Our shirts.
Right? And so it was, you add it all up, it was like 40 people.
Yeah.
I didn't know 40 people really, like I said earlier.
Do 40 people even live in your town?
No, yes, okay. 6,500-ish. They can all fit on the Wonder of the Seas. Not that I'd want them to, but
that would be a great cruise.
Oh my gosh, that'd be horrible. The whole city of Plattsmouth, Nebraska. Yes, everybody Google Plattsmouth, Nebraska right now. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
All the stalkers are coming for you now, Doug.
Just don't put my location on Twitter and you're safe.
I know.
Shall we move on?
Let's do it.
It is
time for the lightning round. So every year, Derek likes to come up with a new version of the lightning round. So this one,
it stresses me out
every time. So this year, we are going in reverse order in honor of Derek's bucket list year. We'll start with the bucket list question and go back up to the front. But I have to give a shout out. I know 3 or 4 of our Patreons have actually asked us to do not just number 1, but top 3 in each category. So the bucket list is going to go like this. We're going to give our top 3 and then a bucket or checklist item. And when you get to movies, I have some other things as well. So
are you throwing other things in there?
Oh, absolutely, Doug. But hey, just so you know, listeners, I did give Doug the heads up on this one because I know he was stressing out about it. So they know we wrote down things. It is. And we will probably banter back and forth.
And in 3 to 4 hours, we will be done.
Hopefully not that long because I do need to get to sleep sometime. But what I love about this episode is that Derek gets to ask the questions and Doug gets to go first. It never happens that way.
Yeah.
So one time a year, I am blessed with this power of the lightning. So here we go, Doug. Are you ready? Where the questions don't matter? What do you always say? The questions don't matter. The answers don't. Blah blah blah. I'm Doug McKnight.
Whose line is it anyway?
Yes. Here we go, Doug. What are your top 3 bucket list items?
All right. So top 3 bucket list: Tokyo Disney Seas, the whole Tokyo, all of the Tokyo.
Yep.
Panama Canal cruise because I'm getting older.
You are.
And then a proper Australia, New Zealand cruise. So they're doing them. They're coming up, but they're not proper. You'd have to do like 3 back-to-back. So hopefully the next year we see like a 7 or 9 night Australia, New Zealand cruise, DCL. There you go. My bucket.
I like it. So my bucket is Tokyo Disney Sea, of course, because, obviously. And now Alex Sinak moved one up. I want to do an Adventures by Disney.
I know.
And I started looking at all the list, and now I have like 5 that I want to do.
There's too many. That's how it didn't make my top 3. I can't pick one.
I just said ABD, and that's in there.
Okay, well, all right.
I cheated. So, and then another one is scuba diving in the Epcot Pavilion. So that's a tour that you can do, and I'm scuba certified, and I think that would be a really cool experience to be able to do.
That's a good three list.
Sweet.
List of 3.
There you go. See if any of them gets done this year. So, all right, top 3 bars and then a checklist bar that you need to get to.
Oh, that I still have to get to.
Yes.
Oh, I just thought it was one that it's checklist. It's not one of my favorites, but you need to.
No, so your top 3, your top 3 favorite bars, and then one you need to get to.
A bar I have to get to.
Yes.
I'm processing. Here's my top 3. How about I do my top 3, you do your top 3, and then we'll get to the checklist one. So number 1 is Tambu Lounge. You like Trader Sam's. I like Tambu. That's where the back scratcher is located in Lapu Lapu. And you're right next to Ohana. You can basically get the Ohana menu at it. So that's why that's number 1. And then bars are not about how fancy the walls are or the roof or the chairs or the drinks even. It's about the company you keep and the memories you make. So number 2 is Pedals.
Okay. Adorable.
Thank you. And then number 3 is Scat Cats. We kind of ended each night
Oh
of our
yeah, we
last
did.
trip
I
there,
forgot about that
and we
one.
had live music one night, and it not the drinks aren't gonna blow you away. It's not the most amazing bar on property, but it was kind of where we ended our each night after our trip in September. So
Yep.
Scat Cats. So there's my top 3 bars.
Okay.
There's way better bars than Scat Cats and Pedals.
We have different
Do
bars.
not get me wrong, but this it's about the memories you make and the people you're with.
Well, speaking of memories you make, I made a lot of memories on the Sublight Lounge with you. So that is my favorite bar on
that
property.
is a good one.
Galactic Star Cruiser bar, where it is not like Hollywood Studios where everyone is there. It is a lot more, only a handful of people in there. So that is my favorite. I also do love the Abracadabra bar. Not gonna lie, it is slowly keeps moving up my list every time I go there.
That's
good
fourth
drinks
for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. And then, yes, Trader Sam's. Easy. If Trader Sam's was bigger, it would move up to number 1. Trader Sam's is lucky to hold that third spot right there. Once you get in, it's great, but getting in is a pain. And then the bar I need to go to is Enzio Hideaway at Disney Springs. So I love hidden bars.
So I was thinking the one I haven't been to that I need to get to is the Indiana Jones themed bar at Disney Springs. I can't remember the name. You went there
I have.
this last year.
And I'm now blanking on the name all of a sudden. Wow.
Half the audience is yelling it.
Yes, they
so
are.
They got
That's
it
going to
covered.
come to me in a second.
This is Indiana Jones theme. Most people won't even realize it's Indiana Jones themed. It's named after the pilot.
Yes, it is.
In Indiana Jones.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna. All right, that's gonna
This
come
is
to
why
me
we're
later in the show.
podcasting,
This is
folks.
terrible. I don't even want to edit this. This is hilarious.
But yeah, Abracadabra was kind of what I thought. I call that a checklist bar. Everybody needs to check it off
Yep.
the list. The Abracadabra. That's what I was thinking with that one. You said great bars though. Very good. Very good.
All right. Next one on the list is top 3 snacks and a checklist snack you need to eat.
All right. So top 3 snacks. If I'm gonna get a snack, the Dole Whip number 1. The Mickey ice cream sandwich, the cookies and cream ice cream sandwich. I love that. And then, of course, a breakfast Ronto wrap.
Oh, there you go.
I really like the breakfast Ronto wrap. It's good.
Also, it's Jock Lindsay's. Had to look that
Jock
up. That's
Lindsay's,
terrible.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we are. So
Me,
the
who's a
checklist-
diehard Raiders fan. For
The
the record.
checklist snack here is one I haven't had that I have to check off
Yes,
a list,
yes.
or one that everybody should check off a list.
No, one you have not had.
I'm trying to think of a snack I haven't eaten. That's going to be a struggle, Derek. You
Okay.
give your top 3.
Well, mine's easy. Gaston cinnamon roll, and then some salty pretzel action. And then I like to get a caffeination of some sort of Starbucks drink. And one thing I've never had, and you're going to be like, what? Seriously? I've never had like some sort of fun treat from the Big Top Pete's at
What?
Magic Kingdom. I know. Never have eaten,
What?
never gotten anything there.
What?
I know.
Like no fudge,
no,
caramel apple,
nothing. Nope.
marshmallow
nope,
wand.
Nope. Nothing. I need to eat something there.
Chocolate-covered pineapple?
Nope. Nothing.
I
I know.
speechless, Derek. How?
It's just never happened.
There's so many confectionery like cases around property. That's a regular with my kids.
I know it is.
If we,
I'm just always full. I never have a reason to stop
Oh.
there. I eat the Gaston cinnamon roll and I'm stuffed.
it's not worth the calories, my friend.
Okay.
All right. I had something I was gonna say. Now I have totally forgotten it. Oh yeah. So one snack. This is more of a meal almost that I have never had at Walt Disney World property is a turkey leg.
You know what's crazy? I haven't either. And I like
I
turkey
feel like
legs.
I
Okay.
should
We got to
probably
do that
check
sometime. We
that
can
off
share
at
one.
some-
Let's just
We
do
could.
it.
We're
Yes.
already going to Tony's. Why not? So I've never had that. I've had it on Pirate Night buffets though. It's
I've had it
not
at
quite the
Renaissance
same.
Fair. So, okay.
yeah, but I was gonna say popcorn was a checklist. Everybody needs to have some Disney popcorn,
I
but
agree.
I misunderstood what my mission was here.
All right. For this one, top 3 table service and a bucket list table service that you want to go to.
Yes, and you put this year just to clarify.
Yes.
So my top 3: Ohana.
Yep.
And then I was struggling after Ohana. It's like there's just so many.
I agree.
So many.
Mine switch up all the time.
Steakhouse 71.
Oh, that's a
And
good
this
one.
could be tomorrow when I'm in a different mood. But I love lunch and dinner. I haven't had breakfast yet. And then Cape May Cafe, I enjoy their breakfast.
Oh, nope.
The characters, it's just standard American stuff, but it's off the beaten path a little bit. You don't have to be annoyed by the crowds of Chef Mickey's, but it's basic breakfast. I enjoy that. A good Mickey waffle. And then here's my bucket list for the year of 2023 that I want to visit. That is the Captain's Table on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Ooh, and that one's probably going to happen.
Since it's booked, I feel
Yes.
pretty good about it.
Okay. My top three, Ohana, and I agree, they changed quite a bit. So I put Garden Grill because it's a great character
good
meal. And then Le Cellier has moved up my list because I've gone there a couple times, like twice in the last year.
It's
and
part of your DNA.
It really is. And then one on my list is Citrico's. I really want to get to Grand Flow and try that. Also want to get to Tiffin's in the park. So I put two actually down.
Yeah, and first I thought it was supposed to be all things I hadn't been to, so I had Citrico's and Narcoossee's.
Yep.
I do want to try to get to those, but at the same time, I don't know how hard I want to try because I'm not that fancy of a person.
You never know when it happens. So
you just never know. Okay.
All right, next, quick service. Top three quick service, and then a checklist quick service you want to visit.
Okay. I can't think of a counter service I haven't been to.
Oh, I have one.
Other than excluding Disney Springs, because a lot of those are like chain type counter services. So I don't know if there's one I haven't been to that's a legitimate, has counters and you sit down and eat. Okay. I'm excluding just windows. Like a Ronto wrap does not count. Right. Like if I'm trying to think of one I haven't been to, I don't know that it truly exists. Because we try really hard to try everything. But so here's my
top
favorite.
Three.
Satuli Canteen, number one. Currently, ABC Commissary, because it has that grilled cheese I really like. Okay. Derek would die if you eat that. Yep. Well, not die, but everybody around you would.
They would.
And then my number three is Captain Cook's, which I know Derek disdains for, but I love it. Maybe just go at different times of year, Derek. So those are my top three counter service right now. You could sub in, is it Roaring Fork at Wilderness Lodge in there too. Okay. The one that I put as a checklist is one I haven't been to in a while, and I need to go check it off again. Okay. It's been years. Pinocchio's Village House.
Oh my gosh, it has been
years
been a long
and years. Time. Your kids are little. What are you depriving them of? They got to go wave at Small World.
They were little. Like Callum's never done that one.
Poor kid, he's been deprived.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
So bad
it's
at pizza.
Been a minute, and so I need to just go try it again. Pizza Fari is on that list too. But since you went, I feel like I'm
so
good.
Bad. It was the worst meal I've ever had.
I can't think of it in the parks or at a resort.
All right.
That I haven't been to.
Okay. Well, mine is Satuli Canteen. Easy number one. Woody's, because that's the best breakfast on property. Easy number two. And then the Confection Cafe has moved up to number three, which could switch out, but I really have enjoyed it the couple times I've gone, and it's new.
So in Epcot.
Yes, in Epcot. So and
that's Connections
Eatery. Sorry, yes. I was thinking
the cafe is Starbucks.
You're right. My bad on that.
Making sure you weren't putting Starbucks in it.
I was thinking I need some coffee. So the one that I've been saying I want to get to and just blows my mind that I haven't been able to is Kustura Grill, the Japan Pavilion quick service, because I am obsessed with ramen and noodles. Rice and noodles. And so the fact that I have not gone here blows my mind. It's been on my checklist for a decade, and I'm going to make it happen this year. I'm going to force myself not to eat around the world, just beeline for Japan and get me some ramen, because I love authentic, good ramen.
But if you're there during a festival, that's tough.
I know it is. And I have failed multiple times.
I haven't eaten there since I've been married.
It's a while.
So that's a little bit. I will point out I have not eaten in Morocco. And I didn't list that counter service because it's like most of the menu I can't eat because of my allergy. So I excluded that Morocco, but yeah, that's one I haven't eaten in a hot minute. But
Also, I don't want to eat hot ramen noodles on a hot day, so I got to go on the right day too.
Yeah, it's a tough. The problem with Epcot
I ate ramen
counter
today.
service is like you can go to a booth most days of the year.
So there you go.
It's tough. It's tough.
All right.
I'm not going back to anything in China for a long time.
We knocked it off the list.
And
Check
then
list last year.
just watching other people eat the counter service on our rope drop trip was enough too.
Yep.
Those egg rolls were straight from Costco and freezer burned. I don't know.
All right. On that note, we're going to get to the next one. Top 3 resorts. You've stayed at them all, Doug. And then, Doug, I'm giving you checklist to anything in the world you would want to stay at.
Okay. So my top 3 resorts are Contemporary / Bay Lake Tower. I consider them one and the same.
That's
they
fine.
share all the amenities. And then Beach Club.
Okay.
And then the Poly.
Okay.
That's
we
my
have
top
2 of the
3.
3. Okay.
All right. And then anywhere in the world, I'd love to stay at a flagship hotel at each of the parks, right? But the one that actually intrigues me the most is one that just got remodeled, and it's the Art of Marvel and Disneyland Paris.
Yes.
It's definitely, the update was needed, and it's New York themed, but then Marvel themed on top of that. So I like it. I want to check it out. The Disneyland Hotel in Paris would be fantastic because it's like on the park. Same thing in Tokyo. There's resorts right there, but the Art of Marvel jumps out at me as more unique, even in its location and anywhere else. Where the other ones are kind of more Grand Floridian-esque, just sprinkled around the world. So
Okay.
I don't know. All right, Derek.
All right. Mine are Riviera, the Polynesian, and Beach Club in that order at this time. And then the one that I have not stayed at and I need to just get it done is the Grand Floridian.
Yeah. With the remodels of the room, it's a great time.
I know. It's been on the list for a long, long, long time. And I need to get it done. So, all right. Top 3 modern attractions and then anything else modern you want to experience.
Okay, from
anywhere around the world. Yep.
All right, so number 1 is Rise of the Resistance.
Okay.
Number 2 is Flight of Passage.
All right.
Number 3 is where you got splitting hairs here to pick a number 3. I went with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway because I feel it uses the projection mapping to the fullest, and the screens are well used. Also, it's used good enough that I don't get sick on it like I do on Ratatouille. So you can see how Mickey and Minnie's is the next generation.
And Trumpet Squid, got it.
Of that, yeah.
And then what ride do you want to do anywhere in the world?
The one that intrigues me is Mystic Manor in Hong Kong.
Oh, that's a good choice.
So the Haunted Mansion of Hong Kong. There's a monkey involved.
There it is. That's what I hear anyway. So mine are Rise, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and then a new one just came on the list, and that is out in Disneyland DCA, and that is Spider-Man Web Slingers.
Yeah, we'll see where that falls for me.
Oh my gosh, I've done it a couple times. It was some of the most fun I've had on attraction, so really hope something like that comes to Walt Disney World. And then the one that I want to do is I want to do the Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai Disney.
Yep. Knew you'd say that.
Yeah, absolutely. That ride just looks incredible.
It looks. I debated that, but I'm like, Derek's gonna want
that. I took it. Sorry.
Yeah.
So all right, top 3 older attractions plus anything you want to experience or anything you want to refresh.
Okay, gonna clarify. That was not in your email. Just FYI.
It is. It says modern and old Okay.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. I wasn't sure what you meant. I was just
like 2 in a row.
But no worries.
Yes.
Jungle Cruise.
Yep.
Number 1.
I knew that was coming. Okay.
Number 2. And then number 3, I'm going to say Small World. All right. I love a classic, and it's a thing. And so one that needs refreshed, Journey into Imagination.
Oh, we got the same on that one.
Let's bring the Dreamfinder back.
We are very close on those. I have Pirates, Jungle, and then Haunted Mansion 1, 2, and 3. And then I agree, Journey needs to be refreshed so bad.
Yep.
So
all right.
Next one. Top 3 parks, and then the one you want to visit the most in the world.
All right. So the top 3 parks for me are Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, and Epcot.
Oh, there you go.
And then the one singular park that I want to visit is not Disney Studios in Paris for sure. That's last. But Disney Seas in Tokyo. Yeah.
Okay. Man, we are way too similar.
Oh.
I got to go Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and then Epcot. And then, of course, the sea. I want to go there so bad.
Okay. Yeah. It's so much different. I think anybody that follows the parks knows that it's unique. And we're looking for something unique, even though there's a lot of carbon copy attractions there. You have Turtle Talk with Trush. You have Tower of Terror. But it's still just the whole park is different.
It is definitely a bucket list item for sure. So here's this is where it starts getting different, starts getting fun. Top 3 Disney songs, and then the worst earworm song in your opinion.
All right. Mine is going to surprise people on some of these. So number 1, Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow. My favorite Disney song.
Oh, I thought earworm. Sorry. That's okay. We're different on that one.
Yep. And then One Little Spark from Journey into Imagination.
Another bad earworm.
Maybe I just love what everyone else thinks is earworms. And then How Far I'll Go from Moana.
Okay.
Those are 3 great songs. My earworm is some people are getting angry. Don't turn it off. Just wait for Derek to answer and make fun of me. Under the Sea from Little Mermaid. When I hear that, I keep humming it. It's contagious, like a disease. It is a virus that infects my brain, and it's there. I'm sorry. It's a great song. I'm not knocking the song. I love it, but it sticks with me longer than the true earworms of the others, like Small World, which I'm sure that's what Derek said.
That is exactly what I'm going to say. So
Okay,
I wasn't so
spoiler.
reverse. Yeah, Small World by far. I can't stand that earworm. Yes, my top 3 though are Happily Ever After. Yep. Eye to Eye.
Yeah.
Which is from a Goofy movie, which is one of the greatest songs. Power Line, and then Go the Distance from Hercules. Love that one as well.
You like Go the Distance so much because it's in the fireworks in Happily Ever After and in Wishes?
It helps.
You think that's part of
helps. Also, I like that movie a lot. So,
yeah.
But does it make the oh wait, I didn't put movies in here, did I? That is a fail on my part. So
you have top 3 movies. It's number 12. It's coming.
Oh, it is coming. So there you go. Top 3 villains, and then this is one of my favorite questions. One that you want redeemed.
Excellent stuff, Derek.
Yes.
All right, my favorite villain is Hades, because he's hilarious. And then Lotso. So back when you could meet Lotso just on the regular at Hollywood Studios, it was right after the movie came out. I don't know how old Alden was, maybe preschool aged. And Lotso did smell like strawberries. And when we met Lotso, Alden was mad at him because the movie was legit, right? And we had just watched it like the week before. So he kicked Lotso.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do Todd, that. Like preschooler, just went up there and kicked him.
Can't do that.
I'm pretty sure Lotso had lots of padding because he didn't even move.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had to like grab him and hold him back. So Lotso, I always have that memory. And then Inside Out. I wasn't sure who the villain is in Inside Out, but the villain of Inside Out really gets me, and I'm angry at it, especially with teenagers. It's kids growing up.
Oh, wow. That's adorable, Doug.
It is. I know. Every now and then.
I
watched The Grinch, and I had to melt my heart a little bit, and it grew the right number of sizes. So there you go. Villain that I want redeemed, Meet the Robinsons, the Goob.
Oh, okay.
Who's his roommate. Like,
wow.
That falls in with a bad crowd, right? He becomes the bowler hat guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, Goob, get some sleep. Sorry he kept you up all the time.
Okay.
Meet the Robinsons. If you haven't watched that one, go watch it if you're a Disney fan, because there's lots of Disney-esque things in there.
There you go. All right, my top 3 villains are Syndrome, Jafar, and then Lotso. I agree with you on Lotso. Just such pure evil.
Oh, so evil.
My redemption one has been one I've wanted forever, and that's Hades. I have always wanted a Hercules 2 where Zeus and Hercules needs Hades' help to help fight another monster, and you have a whole redemption arc for Mr. James Woods. So Hades is now a good, like the anti-hero, and then you can keep that persona going through a Disney Plus show.
Him and T Swift.
There you go.
Yeah, all right. I like it.
Awesome. So,
I would take more of Hades.
Absolutely.
Anytime,
Yes.
'cause
Villains
he's
Tonight
hilarious.
kind of showed you that. So,
Oh my gosh, that was a great show. Disney Cruise Line, bring it back.
all right. Top
Right.
3 characters and then one you just do not like.
All right, Wreck-It Ralph is my number 1. I think I've said that every time we've done this.
Yep.
And then Anger from Inside Out. I identify with him as a parent.
Yeah.
The foot is
Makes
down.
sense.
The foot is down. And then Phil from Hercules, because he's hilarious.
He is
Who
good.
doesn't like Danny DeVito?
Also, Danny
And-
DeVito, if they ever do a live action, he's the
Oh,
guy.
he's got to play it. Yeah, it's some of the jokes in there. You catch as you get older too, and be honest, Hercules is not one I watched when it came out. I was not like in the age of I'm gonna go to a Disney movie. So it was one that I watched more in adulthood later on, and was like, this is pretty good. So, and then character that I don't really like.
Yep.
Some of the classic princesses bug me a little bit. Sleeping Beauty, just kind of.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I just don't get it. I don't. It's just and all the princes, the prince in Sleeping Beauty, the prince in Snow White. Like, what's your deal? You're just gonna walk up and kiss someone sleeping? There's no consent.
Oh,
there,
that's
buddy.
creepy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
right?
I didn't go that way, but okay.
So that's kind of where I'm at on that.
All right. That makes sense. So I wanted to pick a Fab Five, and I couldn't decide. So Mickey and Goofy both take the tie for number 1. Mr. Incredible is number 2, and then Grogu is number 3, because that is the greatest merchandise Disney has done in the last 5 years.
You've never spent a dime on that character.
As I look around my office and seeing Grogu stuff everywhere, and whenever I go into Hollywood Studios, one of every 4 shirts. So yes, that is an incredible character that Disney created. And then one that just drives me nuts is Pete. And especially in a Goofy movie and watching all these Disney Junior Mickey Mouse shows,
a deep cut.
he is a lot.
He's different. And he's like, sometimes he's a true villain. Sometimes he's not a villain.
Yep.
Sometimes he's their pal. Mickey
Fake
Mouse
friend,
Clubhouse confuses me a
It
lot
does.
too. with
It
Pete.
does.
He's a cat. I know that much.
Oh, there you go. So we know something. So there you go. There's characters.
All right.
And then final one, top 3 movies and movie you need to watch.
Okay. So my number 1 here is Swiss Family Robinson. There's an explanation.
Self-explanatory,
Yeah,
okay.
totally. Love the attraction. No. All right. Wreck-It Ralph, and then Fox and Hound.
Oh, wow. I have not seen that in 20 years.
And then movie I need to watch. I've never watched it all. Treasure Planet.
Oh my God, we said the same thing. That's hilarious.
Well, we should
watch it
do that.
together.
Like somehow you can watch things together on Disney Plus, right?
Oh my
We should
gosh,
set that up.
yes, that is like that has bothered me that I've never seen that movie, and it keeps popping up, and I keep seeing people tag it and post about it.
Yeah.
That is my goal to do sometime this year. So I cheated and put 4. Lion King, Incredibles, Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a masterpiece in itself. And then The Mighty Ducks, I just watched again a couple days ago with my son. So those are my 4 movies. I couldn't move any of them around.
Very good. Very good.
So there you go. That concludes the lightning round. So that was our crazy top 3 checklist, bucket list thing. We're going to ask some of these questions on our social media and on Patreon, of course. We want to hear from you guys. But thank you for the idea of going through that. I'm sure you have yelled at us plenty for our answers or lack of answers. The fact that Jock Lindsay's took way too long to remember, because that is one of my, that was my top 3 bar for a little bit, and it has fallen mostly because Springs is far away. But yes.
Yeah.
That is the year in a nutshell. Doug, I think we had a really good Disney year.
We did. Fantastic. And here's to 2023. May be just as wonderful and prosperous.
Happy New Year to all of our listeners. I hope you all have amazing Disney trips planned. And if not, you need to go into our show notes, touringplans.com/travel, and let those amazing destination specialists plan you an amazing trip, because this is the year to do it. Every year is a great year to do it. This is the year to definitely do it if you haven't done it in a while. And of course, if you would like to be one of our Patreons, click that in the show notes as well. And thank you so much for everyone who's left a review this last year and followed along at Rope Drop Radio and all the things. So for Doug, I'm Derek. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for listening to Rope Drop Radio.